all the devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you all the devotees for joining with us on Gita for Youth. For Chatushloki Gita, we completed successfully 10.8, 10.9. Today we will cover 10.10. Tomorrow 10.11. Chatushloki Gita, last shloka tomorrow. And the Gita Jayanti day, December 14th, we have a special quiz with attractive gifts. Hare Krishna. So let us begin with some humble prayers and then we'll take a recap and we'll go ahead with today's shloka. Please fold your hands along with me and chant the mantras as I do. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamineti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Now I request the devotees, I welcome once again back with the Gita for Youth. Chatushloki Gita we are discussing on the occasion of Gita Jayanti. I request any three devotees for the recaps. What we learned from 8th and 9th shlokas discussions. Hare Krishna. Any three devotees, please come up and share your recaps. What did you learn? What did you understood? Hare Krishna. Waiting for the responses. Yes, Divya Raj Purohit 64 BCBI. I saw you raising your hand.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
May I?
Yes, please continue.
In the first sloka, we heard about that how Krishna is the greatest one.
Yes.
And after Krishna, every god is being born.
Yes.
Krishna is the mightiest one.
Yes.
And we heard about how Krishna is, what Krishna is, and then in the second sloka, 10.9, I guess. 10.9.
10.8. 10.9 we saw how devoted.
Yes, I'm talking about that only. 10.8 we heard about that how devotees should be. Like in every speech they have, they must use, how many times they use Krishna words. The word Krishna is what that makes the devotee devoted to Lord Krishna.
Thank you very much, Divya Mataji, for wonderful sharing. In 10.8 we saw how Krishna great, and in 10.9 we saw what is the quality of devotee that they discuss always about Krishna, 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 hey, Krishna, 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 hey. Thank you, Divya Mataji. Yes, two more recaps from two more devotees. Please, you can share. Kanika Vastava. Kanika Vastava. Please, I saw your hand is raised. Please speak
Hare
up.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji, in the 7th, 10.7, we heard that how Krishna is opulence, how Krishna is opulentic, and his powers, we got to know about that. In the text 10.8, we got to know that how Krishna is the source of all things, and how everything emanates from Krishna. And in 10.9, I got to know that how pure devotees only and only think of Krishna, and they get satisfaction and pure bliss by doing
Yeah.
that.
That's very interesting point you made, Kanika. So the devotees, they take pleasure from discussing about Krishna. They don't seek a happiness from the any material things. They always grab, squeeze, grab the happiness, the pleasure from Krishna consciousness. Yes, that is their source of the pleasure, source of inspiration, source of happiness, source of bliss is Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much, Kanika. Yes, I'm looking for one more recap, one more devotee. Come up. Quickly. Let's go to next shloka. Yes. Hare Krishna. Next, anyone else? One more person? One more candidate? One more devotee? Yes, anyone? Sai Kiran? Oh, I'm surprised to see you today. Sai Kiran Prabhu, say something. What did you learn from Chatushloki Gita up to now? 8th and 9th
Yes,
shlokas.
so Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yes, so I was unable to attend the classes from the last 2 days.
I'm happy that
It was
today you
my-
came. I'm
Yeah.
happy that you have come today. So please hear carefully so that you can come tomorrow and share the recap.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare
Tilak. I saw you yesterday, Tilak. You were there yesterday in the class. So can you share one point from our discussion yesterday? Tilak Prabhu. I met Tilak in RGIT college in Mumbai. RGIT. Tilak, can you say something? What did you learn yesterday and day before yesterday from Chatushloki Gita? Tilak, you are able to hear my voice? Is it audible to you? Okay. Anyway, I will ask Abhishek Shukla. Please, Abhishek Shukla, can you say something? What did you learn yesterday and day before yesterday?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Abhishek, please.
Prabhuji, I learned about that why we glorify God, so we can attract towards Him. That's why we glorify, so we can know more about Him, and we can get more connected towards Krishna. This is what I've learned.
That's very interesting view. Actually, I speak many points, many views, but very rarely someone catches the special views. Now you got that point. Very nice. Thank you, Abhishek. Now, why we keep on discussing about Krishna, 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 Krishna? So that we can get attracted towards Krishna. If you constantly speak about some ex-person, you will get attracted to that ex-person. You want to meet him. You will develop an interest to meet him. You will develop an interest. Let me take one selfie. At least I should get one signature from him. I should take some selfie with him. We feel so so interested. If any movie actor is so popular, so big, people wait in queues. They wait for him wherever he goes in crowds. They want to take a selfie. They get attracted towards him. In the family also, we discuss about him. In the friend circle, we discuss about him. We get so much fascinated about him. Similarly, when we discuss about Krishna, hear from him, as we keep on constantly hearing about him, similarly we develop that attraction, affection for the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Thank you, Abhishek. So let us go today to next shloka, 10th chapter, 9th shloka. Yes, 9th shloka. No, it's 10th shloka. So today we are going to cover 10th shloka. Okay. So I'm picking up my Gita with me in my hands. Gita. Okay. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, Chatushloki Gita. We have discussed 8th and 9th shlokas. Today we will discuss 10th shloka. Hare Krishna. So here very carefully I am reciting the shloka. I request any two of you can recite the shloka too. Any two of you can recite the shloka. Hare Krishna. 10.10. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam bhuda bhava sammanvitah. 10.9. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. 10.8. We heard how glorious God is, how glorious Krishna is. 10.9. We heard how the wonderful characteristics, qualities devotees have. 10.10. Okay, we are reading 10.10. Please hear carefully. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Shloka once again. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Shloka once again. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Yes, I request any two members, please recite the shloka. Any two of you can recite the shloka. Can. Go ahead. Hare Krishna. Yes, enthusiastic devotees participate. Yes.
Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
Thank you, Kanika Vastava. Hare Krishna. Yes, next someone else. One more. Please recite the shloka. It's very easy.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Shreyas ji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes. Tesam satatam yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupyanti te.
Thank you, Shreyas. So word to word meaning. Tesham, unto them, satata yuktanam, always engaged, bhajatam, in rendering devotional service, priti purvakam, in loving ecstasy, dadami, I give, buddhi yogam, real intelligence, tam, that, yena, by which, mam, unto me, upayanti, come, they. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport. We will read a little bit of the purport and then we'll discuss. In this verse, the word Buddhi Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in 2nd chapter, the Lord instructing Arjuna said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in the way of Buddhi Yoga. Now Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. Buddhi Yoga is itself action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence. Okay? Buddhi means intelligence. And yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When, hear very carefully this line, when one tries to go back home, back to Godhead, and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, His action is called Buddhi Yoga, devotional service. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is the process by which one gets out of the entanglement of this material world. Ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Okay. Again, ultimate goal of process is Krishna, but people do not know this. Therefore, association of devotees and a bona fide spiritual master are very, very important. One should know that the goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, the path is slowly but progressively transferred, and ultimate goal is achieved. Hare Krishna. So 10.8, we saw how Krishna, greatness, opulence, and 10.9, how great surrendered devotees are, what are their qualities, characteristics. In the 10th and 11th, these two slokas, we are going to discuss how Krishna and devotees, pure devotees, they are together. How they stay together. There is one nice example. Yesterday we were discussing. A boy cannot be without his beloved. Lover, he cannot stay even a few minutes without his beloved. Similarly, pure devotees cannot stay without his Lord. So here, Krishna, he says, Tesham satata yuktanam. They should, whoever is engaged constantly in my service, in devotional service, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. It is not just forced service. It is not an initial stage of sadhana bhakta, not a preliminary stage. Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, with a very, very loving attitude. If anybody serves Krishna constantly, Satatam, Tesham, Satata Yuktanam, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, very, very lovingly. Just like a mother, son comes and cries, Ma, 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 ma. Then mother says, no beta, मैं प्यार करता हूँ उससे. Beta, मैं प्यार करता हूँ. I love you, my dear son. I love you, my dear son. But the son is crying, keeps crying. So is that a love? Is that a love? No, it's not a love. Mother, when she sees the son crying, she should be able to identify the problem. For what he's crying for? Is it some health problem? Or is feeling hungry? Immediately she should feed milk or give some food. Then that's a love. That is actually love. If a boyfriend comes and says to girlfriend, I love you, I love you, I love you, whole day, whole month, whole year, what is the use? He should come up with some rose flower. On birthdays he should wish. He should take her in different restaurants, empty his pocket, all that, right? So in the world, everybody is loving someone and serving someone. Understand this point very clearly. In the world, everybody is loving someone. Some people are serving their parents. They are loving their parents. Some people, they love their nation. Some people, they love their boss. Some people, they love their friends. But wherever there is a love, there is a service. Understand this point very clearly. Wherever there is a love, there is a service. Similarly, a person is serving many, many people. They are loving many, many people in the world. People love their things, mobile, laptop. They serve every day. Every day they clean it. But unfortunately, all this service and love to these objects and material people, there is a full stop for it. One day it gets finished up. It's a temporary. But only love and service to Krishna is a eternal. Eternal bank account we get in. Service to Krishna, loving Krishna is actually eternal things. But Krishna is telling, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, very, very lovingly if you serve Krishna. Just like a mother serves their children. Even though the son is very, very black, but mother loves him so much. Even though son doesn't have one leg, mother loves him so much. No matter how much bad the son is, mother loves him. Similarly, pure devotees of Krishna, no matter whatever Krishna does to him, may Krishna keep him in trouble, may Krishna keep him in happiness, whatever the situation may be. But the pure devotee, he always serves Krishna and loves Krishna. That is out of love he serves, not out of force. So Stesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvak. Whoever serves Krishna constantly, whoever serves Krishna with a great pure love, for such kind of people, what happens? Krishna says the reciprocation. You see now the reciprocation between Krishna and the devotees. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give the intelligence to that person. Buddhi yogam tam. Dadami, I give the intelligence so that he can come back to me, back home, back to Godhead, Vaikuntha, spiritual world. Dadami buddhi yogam tam ye namam upayanti te. Upayanti, so that he can come to me. See, Krishna is so merciful on his pure devotees, and pure devotees they are so compassionate under the neophytes, newly taken Krishna consciousness devotees. So there is a deep relationship between the pure devotees and Krishna. Krishna sitting in the heart as a Paramatma, Krishna, he guides his pure devotees. He guides. That's why pure devotees, whatever they do, that is a perfect, because Krishna is directly handling them. Now, Arjuna, example, Arjuna, he completely surrendered to Krishna. And Arjuna became the instrument in the hands of Krishna. If Krishna wants him to move right, he will move right. If Krishna wants him to move left, he will move left. So, Arjuna, he became an instrument in the hands of Krishna. That is the success of life. Krishna directly using him, making his instrument. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Arjuna became a perfect instrument in the hands of Krishna. That is the goal of our life. We want to become instrument in the hands of Guru, Krishna. That is only possible when we perform Tesham Satya Yuktanam Bhajatam Pritipur, when we lovingly serve Krishna and constantly serve Krishna. Now, let me say this. Many times when we go and meet people, they say, Bhagavan sabka hruday mein hai. भगवान जब बोलेंगे तब मंदिर में आएंगे, भगवान जब बोलेंगे तब हरे कृष्णा जप करेंगे, भगवान जब बोलेंगे तब कुछ ना कुछ दान देंगे. People think that as if the Krishna speaks to them directly. They think that Krishna is their neighbor person, they speak to them directly. But it's not that much easy to speak to Krishna. It is not that much easy to understand what Krishna wants us to do. That's why Krishna, he has given a Shastra. He has given a spiritual master. He has given it to Vaishnavas. Because we are not qualified to speak with Krishna. We are not qualified to see Krishna even. For example, when we call up to our friend, sometimes there is a miscommunication. Sometimes frequency problem comes. The disturbance comes in between. That person is speaking, but we are not able to hear. Cut, the voice comes in breakages. Why it is? Because the frequency problem. There is a disturbance in between the two lines. What other person is speaking, we cannot understand. Similarly, Krishna in the Paramatma, as a Paramatma, he's instructing us. You should do this, you should not do this. Buddhi yogam, dadami buddhi yogam. He's giving intelligence. He's giving a common sense. He's giving a general idea how to do, what not to do, how to be at this place, how we should not be at that place, how to deal with whom. Krishna is guiding us from within, but we are not hearing. We are not hearing. We are not able to hear. It's not that we are not hearing. We are not able to hear. Why? Because there is so much disturbances. That disturbance is Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all this. Harishad Vargala. These are called Harishad Vargas. All the impurities in our heart are creating a disturbance. Paramatma, Krishna, is Dadami Buddhi Yogam. He's giving guidance how to become a gentleman in the life. But we don't want to hear. We are very stubborn. We are so puffed up. I know what to do. Because of this ahankar, because of this Harishad Vargas, this impurities in our heart, we are not able to hear what Krishna is telling. That's why at the preliminary stage, at the initial stage, we should be under the guidance of Guru and Sadhu, Shastra. That's very healthy for us to progress in Krishna consciousness. So Krishna, he helps the devotees. he helps the devotees how to progress to Krishna consciousness. There are sometimes, especially I can take the example of Srila Prabhupada. In our life, we get tough times. Sometimes even though we are performing bhakti, we face the difficult times, very, very difficult times, hard times in our life, very, very difficult times. Even at the difficult times, if you don't give up Krishna consciousness, Krishna helps us. He sees the sincerity of a candidate. He sees the sincerity, loving attitude of the devotional service devotee. Krishna helps from within. Sometimes he helps from within. Sometimes he helps from outside as a spiritual master, as a Vaishnava, as a devotee. Even as a common man, he comes and helps. But our attitude towards Krishna to be Tesham Satyayuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Krishna is ready to help, but we should be ready to take the help. For that, we should be ready, we should be qualified. That is purifying ourselves. I remember example of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, when he met his spiritual master for the first time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said to Srila Prabhupada, "You young Babu, Babu, you English-speaking educated man, why don't you go to Western countries and preach Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message?" Then Abhay Babu heard the statement, he took it. Then afterwards, in the flow of lifestyle, he got married, he got children, he got started his pharmacy business. He became quite occupied with many things in his life. He got initiated one day, from Diksha, from his Guru Maharaj. When his difficult times at the age of 60 years, there is no cooperation from the family. His company went in loss, got burnt. At the difficult times, he opened Bhagavad Gita. He started reading Bhagavad Gita. One shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana bahushaka hi anantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. There, Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he writes, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya prasadat nagati kutopi. For a candidate, for a disciple, Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes this. For a candidate, if there is no mercy of Guru, there is no mercy of Krishna. Then Prabhupada goes on reading, he reads. So spiritual master's instructions is a life and soul for the disciple. He reads that and he takes it up for his life. At the age of 60, he makes a lot of attempts in India, meets all the politicians, business people, making plans to move Western countries to preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message. Sumati Morarji, she passes the ticket for Abhay Babu, Abhay Charanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami. Then he goes to Boston, New York, starts this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So I'm giving this example at the difficult times. If you don't give up Krishna consciousness, Krishna helps from within. He guides us as a Paramatma. But for that, we should be ready. And through that Guru, spiritual master, he helps us. He guides us. But we should be ready to take the corrections, guidance from spiritual master. So that is a deep relationship between Krishna and the pure devotees. Pure devotee knows what Krishna is thinking. Krishna knows what pure devotee wants. So that is the deepest relationship. That is a reciprocation pure devotees and Krishna has. That's why if you want to grab the lotus feet of Krishna, that is difficult. That's why we should grab the lotus feet of spiritual master, because he is very close to Krishna. They know each other. They are very close to reciprocation. There is a deep reciprocation between them. That's why we should catch the lotus feet of devotees, Vaishnavas, spiritual master. Then he takes us to Krishna. He recommends to Krishna. So this boy is very nice. He's chanting Hare Krishna. He recommends. So, Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam Yena Mam Upayanti. This is a whole concept in this shloka 10.10. There is a pure loving reciprocation between the pure devotees and Krishna. One Acharya, he says, Bhagavad Gita is actually a prema patrika of Krishna to his pure devotees. I'm repeating again. Some acharyas, they say, Bhagavad Gita message is actually the love letter from Krishna to his pure devotees. So this whole condensed love in Bhagavad Gita. To see that bhakti is very, very rare. Many people take many diversions. But to grab this bhakti, the loving devotional service to Krishna is the very highest thing from Bhagavad Gita, as it is. Hare Krishna. So we discussed 10.8, 10.9 and 10.10 today. Tomorrow we'll discuss more details how great the relationship between the pure devotees and Krishna. Hare Krishna. So any questions, comments we can take now? Hare Krishna devotees. Any questions, comments? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes, any questions? A question from my side is that why all the devotees of Krishna from ISKCON use the word Das at the end of their name? Okay, this is a question from Divya Raj Purohit. Okay, so why we use Das at the end? So, Akela Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabhrutya. Akela Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabhrutya. Krishna is a supreme master and everyone else is servants. In the Sanskrit word, servant is for Das. Das, Dasa, Dasanudas, Dasa, Dasa, Dasanudas. So, we Vaishnavas, we consider ourselves as Das. That's why our name at the time of Diksha, spiritual master gives the name Janudvip Nitai Das. He gives the name Das, as I am the servant of Krishna, pure devotees, and his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, to the spiritual master and to all the Vaishnavas. So our constitutional position is Das, servant. Jivera Sarupa Hoi, Krishna Nitya Das, Nijamaina. The real constitutional position of a devotee, a living entity, is a servant of Krishna. So that's why we refer, whenever somebody asks, what is your name? I say, my name is Janudip Nitai Das. If somebody is asking someone else, so he introduces someone else, Prabhu. Prabhu means master. So we consider everyone as a master and we consider ourselves as a Das. Now, Prashant Prabhu adds another interesting line to it. Prashant Prabhu, can you go on explaining that?
Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
No. Yes, Prabhu. Please add your note. Give
Yeah.
explanation to your.
Yes, Prabhu. Many people from the Western perspective consider Das means as a slave. Oh, this Vedic culture is so unequal. They have this differentiation. Means someone is high, someone is low, and you consider them as slaves. You become his Das, kind of thing. But many of the words in Sanskrit are not possible to be translated in English correctly, but still we use it. So the word Das has some negative connotation from their side, but we should never consider the word Das is as a slave, as they consider. It is a loving servant. It is using our free will to humbly give our service to them.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prashant Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So, Dasa doesn't mean a slave. He's not a slave as we think for the Britishers, Indians, for the people, landlords, several slaves they had, they purchased as slaves. But actually, if you see in our Vedic culture, the servants in the houses, they were considered as a family member. Go deep into our Vedic culture, not a modernized Vedic culture, not the Vedic culture which was monopolized by the proud Brahmanas. No, I'm not speaking about that Vedic culture. I'm speaking about real Vedic culture, dawn ages of before. The servant of the house, they're considered that servant as a family member. As a cow in the family, they considered cow as also as a family member. Servant, the whole servant family, they consider as family members. Yajaman is family members. They provide the grains, they have given marriages of their children, give all the facilities to the servants, and they have taken care of very nicely. Some families, they give whole their property to their servants, after some ages, they give whole property to their servants. So servant is not ordinary thing. So everybody is a servant. Everybody is a servant. Somebody is a servant of boss. Somebody is a servant of his wife. Somebody is a servant of the husband. Somebody is a servant of principal, somebody is a servant of jailer, somebody is a servant of political leader, somebody is a servant of prime minister. Everybody is a servant. But what for whom we are servants, that defines how much great we are. Yes. So we are servants to Krishna. That's ultimate position actually. It's not ordinary servant. You know, when somebody gets a government job, he's so puffed up, proud. I'm a government servant. Not proud. Servant of Krishna can be really proud. That's a very wonderful place. Prabhuji, please don't consider servant as a family because in Kali Yuga. Sorry. So thank you for the questions. We are not having a time. It's hard to trust anyone. Yes, Divya Mataji. So we'll discuss more about this. Thank you very much for your question. That opens up a new explanation. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama